Good evening, and welcome to the music of the night. My name is Karnis, and I'll be your storyteller this evening. Music of the night. And, as usual, I have with me storyteller this evening.
Sorry, muting my double audio. kcStranger playing Petra Schweinsteiger.
Ice9 playing Maya Barkley and dropping popcorn on the floor.
And not as usual, we have a new player with us tonight. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Tastymusic and I'm playing Scott Elwell.
LOL.
Those of you who have watched previous episodes, sessions, whatever the hell we call them, may notice that we're missing a couple of our traditional crew. Unfortunately, Dr. Hamfist had to drop because of work issues. And Bexton is going to be taking a short hiatus to sort of deal with some stuff. We will be short the two of them for some time, but hopefully we're going to have some fun and introduce some new people. So, last time on the music of the night, the group went out to the Brandywine Falls, and when they arrived, there were some strange things that happened to happen. There was a sort of weird crackling of leaves and branches, and Maya and Petra turned around to notice that Karen was no longer there, and instead there was a rather large, pretty tree where she had been. Obadiah decided he was going to investigate said tree by tasting the leaves, which had a profound and somewhat intoxicating effect on him. And then Maya joined him. Then the skinwalker Elijah showed up to collect Obadiah, and the two of them wandered off into the woods somewhere, which left Petra and Maya somewhat alone. Maya reached out with her newfound gifts and happened to reach Luca, who said he would be there momentarily. When he arrived, somewhat abruptly and mysteriously, the three of them went into the falls, actually leaping through the falls themselves into a group of caves behind. Inside, they found a room with a pedestal and an odd sort of obsidian-looking orb. Everything seemed to be intact. And they left. On their way out, nothing happened on the way out, right? Petra grabbed some leaves, I think is all that happened. Leaves.
I just recorded those in my inventory because I forgot before.
Cool. Petra grabbed some leaves. Luca disappeared. Maya called Violet? Or Petra did?
I did.
Okay. I wasn't talking to anyone.
Oh, right, because she was still loopy. Petra gave Violet a call. Violet said she would meet them at Luca's place. Maya and Petra had a little bit of a talk on the way back.
A little bit.
And, yeah. They returned to Luca's abode. There was a rather nice, posh, black town car waiting for them.
Oh, now I remember what the little conversation was. It took me a second.
It's kind of a treat. It's wonderful. Go watch it. And yeah, Violet stepped out of the town car, which is notable because those of you who remember will remember that the last time we saw her, she was in a wheelchair.
And it wasn't that long ago.
And it was yesterday.
Yeah. That.
And that is where we re-entered.
Are we awake
So-
or are we asleep?
You are just pulled up to Lucas. You are all awake. Maya, you are beginning to come down a little bit.
Sad.
Or you are coming down. Not
Yeah.
beginning.
Okay, well,
Let's go inside.
I nonchalantly get out of the car, not realizing anything is amiss, and just say, "Violet, you're looking good."
She turns. Ah, Petra! Petra, good to see you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I look at her. You. Weren't you?
She winks.
Am I just supposed to accept that wink?
Magic?
That's fair. All right.
Well,
I'll take it for now.
well, let's get inside. I think Luca has a pack, or no, Luca's not already here.
Luca is not there.
Oh yeah, Luca's not there. But right. All right. Well, maybe we should go inside.
Ah, yes, of course. She steps up. Starts to open the door. It seems to jiggle the handle for a little bit. Shrugs, pulls out a key, unlocks it, opens the door, steps inside.
Wait, what was the last thing you said? Oh, steps inside.
Yeah, steps inside.
Okay. As I step inside, I'll call asking whether Luca or Kenneth is around.
Oh, so you're calling out.
Yeah. So I'll just say like, Kenneth, Luca, anybody home?
Wouldn't Luca have Luca was just with us.
Yes, and then
Why would
he
he
left.
be? Why would he be home?
I mean, I don't know, but figure may as well be thorough.
Okay.
Kenneth's head pops around the kitchen side. Oh, hey guys, I didn't expect to see you again so soon. What's up?
Oh, Luca suggested that we might want to crash here. We ran into him while we were out.
Oh, cool. He looks at you guys. I guess I better put on some more pasta.
That would be great.
And then he sort of stops and then looks back. Oh, hi Violet. Awkward. He turns back.
I follow him into the kitchen.
He's got a pot of water that he's adding additional looks like linguine to, as well as a couple of pots boiling with various, or not boiling, but simmering with a sauce and what looks to be either chicken or something similarly poultry.
I start opening cupboards.
Good luck. It is a bachelor pad.
Looking for booze.
Mm.
Well, you're in luck.
You find that immediately. You don't.
That's why
don't
I
have to-
didn't ask where it was. And I grab myself a glass and I pour a glass and I look at Kenneth and I go, "You want some?"
He picks up a bottle that's sitting on the counter next to him and sets it back down.
All right. I mean, I guess it is your house. I just wanted to be sure I wasn't. So what have you been up to?
Just cooking dinner and about to go to bed. Got work in the morning.
All right. That's all I got. Thanks for the booze.
Sounds good. I mean, we can't be firing off rounds of systematic plasma every second of the day, right? Man's gotta eat.
Why the hell not, Kenneth?
That said, speaking of
That's
fun
a
things,
Great question.
I'm gonna pull out my baggie with the leaves in it, and I'll say, "I've got a little present for you, and the only thing I request is that when you get done doing whatever you do with it, that I can get some."
He gingerly takes the bag from you and looks at it, holds it up to the light a little bit. What are these?
Maya, why don't you tell him what those are? Or should I?
He opens the bag and sort of takes a little sniff. They smell nice.
Those are what I don't have enough of anymore.
I'll
Is that-
say
Jasmine?
Something like that.
I wouldn't suggest that you take a nibble, but if you were to, you might get, shall we say, something of euphoric sensation. You might have certain desires. You know.
Oh, wow.
And it might not be, it might not be entirely mundane either. Some sort of fey magic, we think.
Why didn't you tell me that before I took a bite?
I was in the middle of telling you not to take a bite. How big of a bite did you take?
Oh, you watched him. He just took like a little nip off the end.
Okay, well, I mean,
Okay.
we'll see how dosage dependent it is, I guess. She had half a leaf, and she was pretty high up there for a few hours.
He grabs a beer and takes a sip.
It'll be fine, Kenneth. Don't worry about it.
It's gonna be a long night.
At any
Feels
rate,
bad.
I figured you could do more with it than I could, so there you go.
He goes back to cooking.
Where's Vi?
Scott.
Okay.
Vi's in the living room.
Okay.
But un momento, por favor.
Yep.
Scotty.
Yeah.
Too hottie. You get off of work, and I presume look up the address that somebody left on your door.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You look it up on Google Maps. It's a address in North Hill, Akron, near Cuyahoga Falls.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those areas that's like, like depending on the block, it could be kind of a rough spot or kind of a nice place. Just sort of depends. Gentrifying and all that whatnot.
Okay, I head there then.
All right. Are you
After
just pulling up? Or are you attempting to like circle the block?
Oh no, he's gonna pull up, like step out of his car, like look around, make sure he's got the right one.
Cool. All right.
What am I even doing here again? Kind of walk up to and like knock on the door eventually.
Okay. Maya, you said you were looking for Vi.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She's sitting in the living room, just sort of, like walking around, taking a look around, shaking her head a little bit.
Because it's a bachelor pad and she's fancy.
No, just because. Well, yeah. I mean, if that's what you think, then yes. Unless you want to try to like read what she's.
Nah, it's not that important. You know, I feel like I'm still like coming down, so I just kind of like plop down next to her and just kind of like do a how's it going?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. She was standing, but
I plop down in her
Okay.
general vicinity.
in her general vicinity.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, not too bad, Maya. You seem somewhat. I was going to use the word aroused, but that seems inappropriate.
Not entirely inappropriate, but c'est la vie. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, I had a leaf. Well, half a leaf.
I don't rightly know what that means.
And I walk in right at this moment.
Vi looks at you, Petra, and goes,
WTF, mate.
Let me think.
like, with a quizzical look on your face.
I say, fairy leaves.
Oh! Well, that seems foolish.
I mean, when you see a tree, don't you just want to nibble on it?
Not particularly, no.
Yeah, I didn't either, but Maya did catch the idea from Obadiah.
Oh, well, that explains some things.
Does it?
Though I would hope that Maya would know better.
Vi, I think it's just been a rough couple weeks, and I don't really have any excuses. It just kind of happened. But anyways, we went behind the waterfall.
Ah, good. And everything seemed in order?
I mean, I guess as in order as like a random chair or whatever behind a waterfall is, but like nothing was weird.
All right, well, then we know that at least one of the sites is intact. And
Hopefully we
about
can-
this time, you hear...
Oh, it was much more like.
I'll call back Kenneth, expecting anyone else?
As I
Click, clack. No? You guys?
No.
I
Someone's
go
at
up to the door and look out the people.
He goes, catch! And tosses you a shotgun, Petra.
Okay. I attempt to catch.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
Thank you. Asmo once made me roll to press an elevator button, so
Do I look like Asmo?
no, I'm just saying.
Good
This is
time.
harder than that.
You look through the peephole and you see a very handsome man, maybe a year or two younger than you.
Petra,
Maya's-
if you don't want
Maya's
me to...
like 28, 29, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple years younger than you.
Petra, if you don't want me to open this door, you're gonna have to hold me back.
How
many
loudly do you say that?
Just loud enough that he probably heard a little bit of it, but I was trying to be quiet.
Okay.
I ask her, how many at the door? Is it just one?
Oh, just one.
Oh, go ahead and open the door, and I'll try to be like, how shall I put this?
I'm already
I want to
opening
be nonchalant with my shotgun, but still have it easily accessible.
Roll for nonchalant shotgun?
What is that going to
Yes.
be? What, presence expression?
I'm gonna go with yeah.
All right. I normally don't suggest rolls for the GM, but that seemed good.
Oh, all right. Maya, you open the door, and there's a handsome, well-dressed, little bit preppy-looking, younger man.
I need to know what you mean when you say well-dressed preppy. Like,
I'll let Tasty take care of that.
He's wearing like nice collared blue plaid shirt with striped shirt with a blue blazer, khaki pants, nice shoes, well cut, clean shaven. Kind of looking around a tad bit unsure if he's like in the right place or what he. You open the door, he kind of flashes you a smile and says, "Oh, hi. Is this the correct address list, Karnis?"
It is the correct address, though I don't know if Maya knows in her state.
I kind of look out around to like the number on the door and I go, yeah, that's what it says. And I say, what can I do for you?
I'm not sure. A friend told me to come here after I got a bit lost with other thing. Do you mind if I come in?
Do I know your friend?
Do you know a biker named Jim?
Nobody sounds great. All right, come on in.
Okay, so Scott, you take a step in. The young woman who answered the door is tall, dark hair, green eyes?
Sure, I don't remember.
I don't remember either. She's got a long scar down her cheek, or is it like over her eye?
It's kind of like right there.
Okay. She's got sort of a runner's build, dressed. I don't know, how is my dress?
Probably in athletic clothes. We were going to the woods.
And inside is another pair of ladies, one of which has a shotgun nonchalantly held.
It looks very natural.
Thank you.
What looks natural?
He's just commenting on the fact that he steps in and like behind the person opening the door is someone just holding a shotgun. So it's like, oh, this could go wrong really.
Did we get your name?
Hi. I'm Scott. Scott Elwell.
Hi, Maya. And I point and say Petra Vi. So tell me about
hold on.
Jim.
Wait,
No?
let me finish. Sorry.
Yep.
Go.
Karnis was narrating.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were done.
No. So Vi, Maya points out Petra and Vi. Vi's a sort of medium tall, dark hair, very pretty, wearing a well-cut black dress. You recognize her immediately from one of the pictures you have. The other young woman, Petra, is... I don't know. Describe Petra, Casey, because I never remember how tall she is.
Or the haircut.
I know the haircut's a bob.
Yeah. She's like 5'8", brown hair cut into an angled bob, sort of a fairly lean, athletic build, probably wearing just like jeans, and then maybe Ice help me out with my women's fashion. I'm thinking like a turtleneck with some kind of vest or jacket over it.
So Petra really likes function over form.
Mm-hmm.
So she really likes pockets. So there's probably some sort of vest with pockets.
Yeah, I was going to say, I presume she was wearing a Carhartt for some reason.
Yeah, but those don't have pocket. Oh, depending on the Carhartt. Anyways.
I mean, it depends, yeah.
Oh, Scott is like 6'2", 250. Talking about
anyways, so the thing that strikes you, aside from the young woman with the shotgun, is sort of the Spartan-esque nature of the living room. There's like a couple of couches, and that's kind of about it. Like you do catch the as you sort of look around, you do catch like a couple of swords hung up on a mantle, and no, Spartan-esque.
So like a Spartan, because then you started to say that there wasn't much there.
I
was like, does he mean sparse?
That's what Spartan means.
Yeah, Spartan means just very much like the bare basics of what
bare basics.
That's sparse.
Or Spartan. It's
really?
Both.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, keep going.
Spartan gives more of a military type mentality, but yeah.
Who
Anyways.
knew?
The three of us and not you. Oh.
Yeah.
The nerds. That's who knew.
I'm sorry.
If Ice isn't a nerd yet, she's well on her way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the history nerds? I don't know.
Thank you.
Anyways. So yeah. That is what you see. You can continue now, Ice, with your talk.
So who's Jim? So tell me about Jim.
He's a biker acquaintance who said I should look for a couple things, point him in the direction of Rogue's Hollow, and he's watching Vi as he says this. Told me something about someone named Adam Sewell. Trying to get
you wanna roll that there manipulation deception?
I don't know if he's trying to deceive her. Like, that's what he told her. Like, he's just trying to see if there's a reaction when it goes over.
Oh, but he didn't tell you about Adam Sewell.
No, he didn't. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I was like, wait a second. You're just trying to drop Adam Sewell's name and try to get a reaction, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, continue. Oh, you do see Vi frown a little bit when you say his name.
Told me that I should look into it, and eventually found out about this place. Stopped by to leads regards that. A little bit of a passion project.
Violet's eyes narrow a little bit, and she says, "Could you describe this Jim to me?"
sec. Thanks. You see, this is a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Cool. Tall biker guy, like tall, a little bit taller than me. Real strong. Has like a wolf claw necklace or something, like real tribal-esque.
Are you gonna drop any of the hints about his heritage at all?
About Jim or like about
Yeah.
Scott's?
No, Jim. About his not that heritage, but his like Native
Oh.
American heritage.
Oh, okay. Well, he's darker skinned-ish, but he doesn't really think it's necessary at the moment.
Okay, if he doesn't say anything, he doesn't say anything.
Just kind of like, it's, like, this is a general description of what he's wearing. Doesn't really think that that's about it.
Okay. She says, that could be anyone, all right.
He's a little bit darker skinned, like,
Like Native American?
kinda.
His name's not Jim.
News to me. Hi, I'm Scott.
Hi, Scott. She shakes your hand. You're lucky to be alive.
I've been told that before. Yeah, what?
You met the lieutenant of the local werewolf. Words are escaping Karnis. Pack. His name is Lone Arrow.
Okay.
Or Adam.
Okay. So you had me up until the point you said werewolves. Completely real?
Shit.
I mean, I don't really like. I've seen some weird shit, and so I'm not really gonna say no to anything else.
All right. Tasty. Roll me.
Yes.
Resolve composure.
Oops, that was the wrong buttons.
So Scott says werewolves totally real, and Violet says shit. And Petra and Maya and Scott, you see her lips sort of start to move, and then Petra and Maya, you watch as Scott sort of stops moving.
5, what did you do?
I stopped time around him. He's vanilla.
Ooh. Then wait. This is weird.
I would agree. I don't know what on earth the winter moons would want with just a vanilla mortal.
Like someone sent him here.
Yes, clearly.
Someone who clearly has this address, too. Should I be scared of that?
I mean, Luca's well known to most of the scene.
Okay.
His address is what it is, but a relative few would be stupid enough to attack it. And Lone Arrow Simpson is not one of those few. He is quite a brilliant strategist, as a matter of fact.
Can I do a roll to do a gut check on Scott to see how I feel about him?
Yes. That's gonna be...
That's how long are you gonna hold that up? That's pretty good.
He had to break it
However long it
momentarily.
takes.
Give me a...
Karnis is like, what role is this?
It could be so many things. Give me a manipulation empathy roll.
1, 2, 3. Okay. What?
Damn.
All right. Well, shit.
He's hard to read, which is weird. Like, he could be playing dumb, or maybe he just is kind of oblivious. You're not entirely sure.
I'm just gonna blame it on the fact that I'm still coming down.
I'll just throw out there, maybe Lone Arrow's interests coincide with ours this time?
Doubtful, but always possible. Vi steps forward and starts rifling through Scott's pockets. Tasty, does Scott have the other thing that was in the envelope on him?
No, that would have been in the car. He wouldn't have brought it with him. He would just have the pictures and
the address.
Yep.
Okay. Out of one of his pockets, she pulls a handful of pictures, and she turns it around to you two, and it's a picture of her, and a picture of Luca, and a picture of a bridge with Vi and some other women on it.
An omniapparatus?
Maybe.
That's the vibe I'm getting off that shit. Vibe.
And she flips to the next thing, and she cocks her head a little bit, and she turns it around, and it says Rogues Hollow, Doylestown, Ohio, da 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 da. That may be the only thing that the Winter Moon would be afraid of. Competition.
Say what?
You gonna explain that?
If the circle's down, then the wolves would have to not only compete with the ghouls, but also with any returning fae. And one thing that Mike does not like is competition.
Tasty.
Violet leans in and kisses Scott's cheek ever so slightly. And Scott, you sort of come to with a weird feeling that something happened that you didn't catch. And you notice that Violet is standing like right next to you, and has like the pictures and stuff in her hand.
Did I black out for a second? Anyway, as I was saying before, like, I've seen some shit, so if you're telling me werewolves are real, like, okay, I'm not going to deny it. Like, what else is there that I don't know about at this point?
Petra, if he moves, shoot him. Kenneth pops his head around and goes, "Do we have more guests?"
Hi!
We're taking care of it.
No need to put more food on, Kenneth.
Are you sure?
Yep, we're good.
I'm gonna put an extra batch in just in case.
More for me.
Can I sit down, or will you shoot me then?
Violet takes a couple of steps back and gestures to a chair. Please.
No, the pleasure's all mine.
She steps back, clearly exiting Petra's range of fire.
Okay, and as this is all happening, I sort of grimace slightly towards Scott, and I say, "I think I like you, but she said keep trained on you." So, and I'll point the gun sort of towards the ground a few feet away from Scott.
So, what's the deal if werewolves are real and they're enough to make you want to point a shotgun at me?
Oh, they're not what makes me want to point the shotgun at you. She tosses the pictures to you. That's what has me worried.
Your picture? And someone else's picture? He legitimately doesn't know who this is.
You really are that much of an idiot, aren't you?
No, I just think there's a lot of things I don't know about stuff that's going on. And you're assuming I do. I'm not stupid. I just, I guess, new on the scene.
Those are the kind of pictures that a mob boss might give to a hitman?
Oh. I didn't think he wanted me to do that. Although,
Right. Petra, I think he's okay.
Okay.
A little slow, but okay.
My type.
I sort of
smiles like at you.
I click the safety back on the gun and still keep it within arm's reach.
Violet sits down, crosses her legs, stares at you, Tasty.
Scott.
What's
Scott.
do you mind telling me about Adam? Well, actually, that's probably a dead end.
You mean Lone Arrow?
Yeah. What's his deal? If you said he's a werewolf, yeah?
Yes. Well, one
It's a
type.
lot to take in. One, okay.
Oh,
Okay, we'll stick with the things that you're talking about now before we start down this rabbit hole.
oh, honey. She leans forward. Vampires, ghosts, witches, warlocks, fairies. They're all real. And
Dragons
most
too?
of them want to eat you.
Well, I can see why. So, okay. Okay. Where does that leave all of you then? If none of you are
Tasty,
werewolves.
make me a resolve composure roll.
Again with this.
This is no. This is just a lot being dumped on you at once. I'll give you +1 to it because you have sort of dealt with a little bit of stuff.
Okay.
That's really bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's what happens.
It's not that you think she's a liar, but you're having a hard time believing this. Like, these people are a little extreme, and you're pretty sure that they're probably a little out there.
Well, one's pointed a shotgun at me, so, you know.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
And never directly at you.
That would be irresponsible, and Petra is nothing if not responsible.
That's right. It was at least a foot
so-
away from your feet.
So
at all times.
I'm not going to say that like you outright believe them, but you have a healthy amount of skepticism.
So, there's things that go bump in the night, and what are you all?
Are you asking if I'm a creature right now?
Well, I assume you're not one of the above things because, I don't know. I would
Violet
be dead.
snaps her fingers, and a little ball of flame appears.
Oh, okay.
And then she blows it over towards you.
To touch it touch with the finger. Like, is it hot or?
Oh, yeah, you get near it. It's very hot.
Okay. So, okay.
It like slowly vanishes as it comes towards you, though.
And I say, for what
Okay.
it's worth, I can't do that.
But you want to?
I mean, I
Wouldn't
wouldn't say
you?
no if you offered it to me. It might come in handy, but I can't do it.
And Vi sort of looks over at you, Petra, and cocks an eyebrow a little bit, like,
I mean, if God came down from the sky and said, hey, do you want to make fireballs? I might say sure. That's
or,
all
you
I'm
know,
saying.
an archangel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Willis.
She helped you translate. Do you not remember this?
I'm playing dumb.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Don't worry, I'm just dumb.
You're doing a very good job, Casey.
That is the one kind of like semi-deception that I'm actually pretty good at.
Do I have to spend willpower to give him an inkling of what I am capable of?
Yes.
Then I'm not
So, for sake of roleplay purposes, we'll say no.
Okay. Now I have to remember what I'm able to do exactly because I can't.
You could do the whole think of a number thing.
Okay. But I want it to be something more hard than a number.
You could. Oh well. This would require. Okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you could have him think of something, and if he's thinking about it hard enough, then you can just sort of pull it off the top of his brain. But if you want to catch just things that are floating around and start spouting it out to him, that will require.
No, I was gonna say think of anything.
Oh, okay.
Hey Scott, think of anything and just keep thinking about it for a little while. Now type it over here so I can tell you what you're thinking.
No, just say it. Just say what it is.
But I don't know what it is.
Just say what it is.
And okay, what you say sausages. It is. Sausages, right?
You got me.
Okay. That's all
Kenneth
I got.
leads out. I don't have any sausage. I do have a pork shoulder. I can probably set that on.
That sounds good. Why don't you do that, Kenneth?
You get the freezer open. Uh-oh, we lost Tasty. Tasty Coon!
Sorry, I was scared to pick a thing.
Lols.
It's okay. That's the kind of situation where, you speak it and it is.
Great, next time.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want to play again, or are you good?
Yeah, let's play again.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I know what I would say.
I'm not going to be thinking that thing because I'm still. Anyways.
No, he wouldn't be thinking that. Scott's polite. He's a bit of an arrogant asshole, but he's polite.
No, I have too many thoughts. Oh, I thought something like that. Anyways, okay, think about it really hard. Are you thinking? I can't. I'm sorry, I can't do it right now because it's just not.
You just have to say a thing. Just pick a thing.
I'm asking him if he's focusing.
I am focusing pretty hard. It's like an all right image, and it's kind of vague. So okay. I understand if you can't get it as well.
So then I just kind of turn and I look at Vi and I look down, and then I look back at Scott. Okay, and I just give him a smirk.
All right. Well, I'm going to help Kenneth. Vi stands up and turns.
Scott watches for a little bit and then turns back.
So does Maya.
Okay, so it's a lot of things to take in. It'd be great if I could ask her a few more questions. Do either of you know anything about Lone Arrow or whoever his name is?
Not I.
Apparently he's a werewolf.
Yeah.
Honestly, first I heard of him tonight. Well, probably. I don't know. It'd be pretty unlikely, I would think, right,
Karnis? Make me a history roll. Make me a intelligence occult roll -3.
Okay.
Yes, you have not heard of Lone Arrow specifically, but you have heard when Vi mentioned the Winter Moon.
Okay.
The Winter Moon are the local pack of werewolves in the greater Akron area. Their range covers from Lake Erie all the way down to almost Columbus, and then sort of scrolling over towards Toledo, and then back not quite into Pennsylvania.
Okay.
You've heard the name Mike Winter. He is the Alpha.
Okay, got it. Well, I have heard of the pack. Not of Wintermoon specifically.
Okay.
But how did you meet whoever it was you met?
He was in my apartment and said, "Find out more about these things."
How did he get in your apartment?
He made a little fireball and melted the lock off. I don't know, and made it. I don't know what he's capable of. I don't know what any of this
Everybody
shit.
can make fireballs. Why can't I make fireballs?
I don't know. I can't either.
I know. See, I feel like we're bonding now.
I feel like I'm being sarcastic, but not really sarcastic either.
No, making
Your lock
fireballs
was
is
not
cool.
melted. You distinctly remember your lock was not melted.
I know. He's saying this. That's why he's like, "Ugh, that doesn't fit, but it totally should." Ugh.
So just random apartment intruder and you just followed their instructions?
Told me I could find out a little bit more about where I'm from, so my mom's been in and out of my life, and I'm not really sure what she does. There's been weird occurrences in my life too.
I see.
So maybe a little bit. I've been kind of just spinning my wheels the past few. Why am I? Anyway, I've been spinning my wheels the past few years, and maybe it was a new direction.
I get it, and I get up. I presume I'm sitting in some kind of chair, and I walk over to him and say, "Sorry if we got off on the wrong foot."
Oh no, that's okay.
My name's Petra Schweinsteiger, and I hold out my hand,
Scott Elwell shakes it,
and then I smile and just walk back to my chair.
Kenneth comes out with a beer and hands it to Scott.
Thanks.
Hi, you can call me Kenneth.
Can I call you Ken?
Sure. Nobody does, but sure.
Well, they're gonna start. Thanks, Ken.
Dinner will be ready in about 15.
I've lost my
Well,
appetite.
everything but the pork. That'll be a little while.
No sausage?
I didn't have any sausage! He turns back around and comes back out. At least not that you guys probably want.
Oh.
Goes back in. He comes back out. No,
Suddenly
Maya, I
intrigued.
met...
Oh.
I didn't know you
That's-
swang that way.
That's not what I was thinking.
I think
but
she's
that's
come
funny.
down now, Kenneth.
I meant the basement sausage. Anyways. He leaves.
I actually
He comes
didn't know that.
comes back out. That is also not what I meant.
Can I have some of the
Yeah.
basement sausage?
Damn it!
If it makes you feel any better, Kenneth, this is hysterical.
Anyways. Violet comes back into the room with a glass of red wine. So, your family, huh?
Kind of just smiles and just sits with his hands in his lap. Yes. Yes.
Poor son of a bitch. I'm sorry. That's a rough gig.
What? I'm kind of confused. There's more than one single parent in the world with it.
That is rough as well, but not what I meant.
He just kind of shrugs his shoulders like, I'm okay.
I kind of look at Petra and go, what does she mean? What does
I
she
give
mean?
you one of these.
I can't
kinda
see you.
Oh, one
Can
of
Scott
those
hear
I'm
this
not
when she
sure
whispers, or-
expressions.
What, Scott?
Does Scott hear her, Karnis?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what she means either.
I look at him. Why don't you ask her?
Has Scott taken a sip of the beer yet?
Yeah, he totally had.
Okay. It tastes awful. And then it starts to sort of your mouth starts to burn a little bit, like you just ate a really spicy pepper.
Do I notice Scott's reaction?
Are you trying to hide the reaction at all? I
Not
presume
really. He's
not.
kind of like fidgeting and just kind of like. Ah.
Something wrong with the beer, Scott.
I don't think it's a beer. I've had a lot of beer, and it's never like this happened before.
That's because most beer doesn't have wolfsbane in it.
Why the fuck would wolfsbane make me? Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Okay.
You're clearly related to someone.
Clearly. Ha ha.
I look
Is
over
there a
at
better
Vi.
way of?
Vi, when you say wolfsbane, do you mean something that I'm not familiar with, or do you mean the actual herb that is actually poisonous to actual humans?
It's actually poisonous to actual humans in large doses. This is a very small amount, and in an amount that would only respond like that specifically to someone of his heritage.
I see.
But yes, I do mean hemlock.
Okay, just checking.
Seriously,
no-
trace amounts. You've had the beer. You're fine.
Oh.
There's also bits of silver in it, as well as a couple other things that are toxic in large doses. But
Isn't there a better way of?
In fairness, it pays to be paranoid.
that's something that I found out a long time ago.
So what's the point of testing this?
Oh well, it's in all the beer we brew. It's,
How bad is it at this point? Like how bad is this?
Just spicy.
Okay, there's like different levels of spice. Like ghost pepper spicy. Are we talking like habanero? Tabasco sauce.
Like a little bit above habanero.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's pretty. I like spicy foods.
She leaves, comes back with a glass of water, and hands it to you. It abates a little bit.
Ugh. Okay.
Also, don't drink any of the beer in the house. Strictly booze for you, Scott.
I hand him the rest of my glass. Does he take it? Okay, good.
You didn't try to poison me as well, did you?
Does it feel like I did?
Oh well, the last one took a little bit. So
It would have only hurt you if you were actually a creature of the night. You're quite alright and in no danger. I promise.
Except for the fact that I am related to one of the creatures of the night.
She takes a sip of the wine. There's a reason why I don't drink Luca's beer either.
Oh. And I really like beer too. Well, just his beer, I guess.
Well, yes, it's specifically oriented to find people like us.
So, okay. Okay. Why do you think Lone Arrow would send me to find find you and Luca specifically? Miss Paranoid.
If I had to guess, it had multiple purposes. The first of which was to warn myself or Luca or both.
Yeah, but what would I do?
Well, did he arm you in any way?
Yes.
Well, bullets tend to kill people.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, he had me mistaken for the wrong. I don't do that.
Again, I think it was a warning. He would have chosen a member of the pack if he actually intended to harm us.
Woof. In more ways than one.
Yes. The other thing I think he's doing is helping us. She looks to Maya and Petra. I believe we now know where we need to go.
Rogues Hollow.
Yes, it's the one place I didn't want to return to.
There's nothing out there. I was there earlier tonight.
Karen seemed pretty
Oh,
set
my
against
dear
it as well.
boy. My dear boy, there's a great deal out there.
Okie.
Including an entire family of witch hunters.
Oh no.
Would Adam Suley be part of them?
Sewell? Yes, the Sewell family has been attempting to resist and murder mine for going on the last, 300 to 400 years. Of course, in recent years, the Sewells have become more and more and more corrupted by the land they call home, and now they're mostly insane. But that doesn't make them any less dangerous.
No. There's just a lot to take in. Whew. I'm not dreaming, right? And he reaches for the beer that she gave me.
No, wait!
Oh, definitely not dreaming.
Vi looks to the two of you.
I shrug. I kind of smirk.
Kenneth, is dinner ready? She leaves.
Who's Luca? He seems to be kind of at the periphery of all these conversations, no matter who's involved.
I think maybe Vi should be the one to talk about that, but he's a mutual friend.
I mean,
You
you're in his
happen to
house.
be sitting in his house, eh?
Yeah.
I mean,
And Luca steps out of the shadow behind the chair that Scott's sitting in. What's up? Chicas, who's this fool?
Poor guy having a pretty rough night, but nothing too bad has happened to him yet. Showed
Your
up at
beer
the door
tastes
a little
like
bit
shit.
ago.
As soon as you say your beer tastes like shit, there's a pistol to your temple.
Not that shitty.
I preferred the shotgun.
He puts it back. Why is there a whatever this is in my house?
So, Luca, this is Scott.
Is he still behind? I'm like not moving at all from the seat. I'm just kind of like,
Yeah,
hi.
he's standing basically next to you.
And I kind of look at Scott and I go, yes, you should be scared. And I look back at Luca. And
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just going to ask everybody to make me a resolve composure roll -3.
Me too.
No, not resolve. Sorry, wits composure roll -3. Or occult, if your occult is higher than composure. Jiminy Christmas. Yes, also you, Tasty. Jeez Louise. Okay. Well, this is going to come out early. Petra, you see the sort of golden eye cat slit that you've come to recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Maya, you also see it. Tasty. Scott. The man who's glaring down at you, his eyes are this golden yellow, and they don't have regular pupils. And the shadows around his feet are kind of almost like crawling up his legs a little bit.
Just kind of looking back at the group and back at Luca and back at the group, back at Luca.
I'm just an electrician.
Ice, go ahead. Continue what you're doing.
Oh,
Sips the beer again and tries to keep a straight face as he does. Just kind of...
That's funny. That's really funny. I just kind of briefly give the high notes to Luca of what occurred over the night.
He visibly begins to relax, and his eyes take on their normal sort of honey brown hue. And Scott, you recognize that this is the other person you have a picture of.
Oh.
Though you realize he's a lot taller in person than he looks in the photo.
You look different than your picture, and he holds it up.
Right. Okay. Sorry, Scott. Holds out his hand to shake.
Scott shakes it. He stands up and shakes it, and kind of like again.
I live in a glass house, so I guess I shouldn't throw stones.
Apparently we all do.
In one way or another, yes.
So what's your connection with everything? Are you a warlock? You look like a warlock after that previous shit.
No, it's a long story. Maybe another time.
I'm sure there'll be time for it eventually. I feel like this is just the start of.
I'm as human as anyone else.
That's really saying something. Do you drink the beer?
He takes a swig, hands it back to you.
Yeah, but I can do that too. And
the difference is I enjoy it. But my corruption runs a little odder.
Oh,
anyways,
I thought you liked the spicy. Oh, okay, that's a different thing.
No, but I do enjoy a good stiff IPA because I don't know. Apparently, I'm a madman. Maya,
Yeah,
Petra, dinner.
sure. Is Scott invited?
Of course.
Oh.
I think I should stay for a bit. This is. Yeah.
You shouldn't go home, actually.
No, I don't. What? Well, why?
Because I'm still breathing. And Mike Winter is exceptionally irritated with me right now. Or will be, well, when he finds out. Luca heads to the kitchen. What?
Did he think I could take him? That's really, really saying something about him and me. Both of us. He's kind of like doing like measuring things.
He's not that tall. Luca's only like 6'6".
No, I know it's like that, but like
okay.
like Scott's like pretty heavily built.
Gotcha.
It's just kind of like gun to head. Like I've been in like a bunch of fights before, but like I still feel like it would be a bad idea. Like trying to tangle with this guy. Like
I shrug. I smile. I lazily swing the shotgun as I walk towards the kitchen.
Is everyone like this?
Who are you saying that to?
To Maya.
The only person left in the room.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Okay, I just wasn't sure if he had left or not. Like, what do you mean like this?
Do I overhear him ask that?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
Like always hands on a weapon or like hair trigger fingers.
Those two, yeah, Those two, yeah, kind of. But I mean, they have good reason to be.
Yeah, I think we'll finish. We'll keep talking at the table.
You'll want a weapon. I'll just say that.
I got one already.
What is it?
We'll continue this conversation at the table. Scott starts to head to the dining room.
All right.
No. Scott has a point of firearms. He knows what it is.
Yeah, he does.
I was about to say he has no idea, but then I was like, no, he knows.
He's just not sharing.
Well, he doesn't have a weapon though. He doesn't have one at home.
No, that's okay. I'm just saying to Karnis, it's fine if you. Okay. I don't go straight to the table because he finished my liquor, so I go fill back up.
Of course.
Do I ever do anything else?
I don't know.
Sometimes I run it off.
All right, you guys all come. The table in the kitchen is not big enough for this crew. There are 7 of you.
Right.
I'll
go stand at the counter with my friend Shooty McShooterson.
Is it an eat-in kitchen?
No, actually, I was probably going to hand the gun back to Kenneth to put away.
It's just like a 4-person table. It's just a small table sort of shoved up against the wall.
I hop on the counter.
Luca's leaning against a corner eating. What?
There's a place at the table, right? If
there is.
Okay, Scott's gonna sit and just kind of like drum his hands on the table before kind of slowly like sniffing and like eating a bit of the pasta.
He
It's
eats.
really, really good.
That's just better
Like-
than whatever was
Like
in that beer.
you've had stuff in Little Italy with your like friends from work and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is better than that, if at all possible.
I think this is the best part of tonight.
Kenneth, what did you
Kenneth?
lace this with?
Yeah.
Fat and carbs, because that's kind of
I'm
how it
sorry,
works.
I'm having fun using colorful words. Never mind me.
Oh no, I just mean like that. You want to make something taste good? Throw some fucking bacon grease in it.
Fascinating.
I mean, hey, it's winter out there. Y'all need the heat.
Something like that.
He grabs a bowl
I
and
look
sits
over at
down.
Maya when he says need the heat.
Why?
I smirk. Move on.
Oh. Got it. Because Maya thinks everything's a dirty joke.
Also, she was
No,
recently
more like KC
very
does, but
Yeah, but she's kind of coming off it, and she's like a little
Oh.
boozy now.
yes, she is. So you all have dinner. It's delicious. Drinks are poured for people. Somebody hands Scott a drink that doesn't taste like shit to him.
That's not full of habanero sauce. When he finishes the pasta, he kind of like So I guess now is a good time as ever to say that what's his face? Lone Arrow included a gun with your pictures, but I didn't bring that in when I was talking to you, so I hope that says something about me.
Oh, I'm aware.
Hey.
that's
didn't know
exactly what I
if he-
just did.
I didn't know if he wasn't kind of Scott like points towards Luca.
Lucas shrugs.
What kind of bullets? Are they normal?
Revolver, 38 special, nothing crazy. Just any hoozle.
Remember, Maya, it doesn't take much to kill us. We're just people.
I just wasn't. I was trying to see if that's really who.
Yeah, but do I look like a hitman? And Scott like kind of.
Dude, someone gave you a gun.
Smile.
Someone gave you a gun. That's all. Maybe they just knew we'd let you in the front door. What do I know?
I knocked on the front door. You answered.
I think Scott is unfortunately in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Maybe I'm in the wrong place at the right time.
Or that. Suffice to say, I'm with Vi. This was very clearly a message. Which means that somehow Lone Arrow knew what I was going to do before I did it. Which is, as usual, terrifying.
What'd you do before you did it?
Oh, I put a strike on one of the Winter Moon's hideouts. They were, well, some of the younger members thought that kids tasted good, and I take an offense. An extreme offense.
No, I think most people do. Are all werewolves that dickish?
No, for the most part, Mike and his crew keep to themselves, and we have an arrangement.
See, because I've been binging Sons of Anarchy, and they look like the biker type, so I just want to make sure that, like...
Mike's an asshole. Lone Arrow is the decent sort. Either way, as long as they stick to criminals, I sort of let bygones be bygones, because, quite frankly, I don't want to take on 12 to 15 werewolves by myself. Or with 50 other people, for that matter.
So
Either way, I'm going to start calling you Stud.
I feel like he's been called that already.
Oh, I'm thinking more in the racehorse sense.
I think I am too, but explain.
Oh, you see, Scott here has wolf blood, but not in the fun way. In the oh my god, things are coming to rape me way.
That sounds really unfortunate.
It is.
Why?
Which is why I told him not to go home.
Uh, why?
Because you can breed werewolves.
Can't they just do that themselves?
Sure. But, who wants a pack full of brothers and sisters?
I didn't think we were that far out west.
Individuals like yourself are, ideal for them.
Okay. Weird spot to be in.
Yeah, well, better than bleeding out on the floor of a motel. Anyways,
On the plus side, if I was into writing fanfic, I'd have a great plot right now.
Maya just kind of leans back, watching, and just kind of smiles, enjoying all that's happening.
Luca tosses a plate in the sink. So, Rogue's Hollow, huh?
Tomorrow morning?
We can't go during the day.
Wait,
Why?
that seems backwards to me, Luca. I trust you, but that sounds scary.
I was
Does
told
this mean
not
we have to go
there.
at midnight?
Vi sort of shrugs. That's the only time the location is available.
Got it.
What? Available?
Available.
Yeah,
Oh.
it
Nice
floats back and forth between the land of the living and the dead.
Is Officer Branch a dead guy?
No, just a watcher.
Oh.
There's another officer.
Luca laughs. Not quite like our dear friend. No. Officer Branch is one of the people that's seen weird things, and instead of going crazy like the rest of us, he decides to simply try and warn people away from it.
Oh.
We
So
call
that's what he
them
was
watchers.
doing when I was. That's what he was doing when I was there tonight.
Last night?
Last night.
Wait, you were at
Last
Rogue's
Thursday.
Hollow last night?
Yeah.
Well, would you, if we're gonna go again, would you like to tell us what happened?
I went there. I said hello. Officer Branch said hello back. Nothing really crazy.
You stomped
What?
around for an hour and got lost?
Yeah, I got lost for an hour.
Why'd you choose to head out there by yourself?
I was looking up stuff on Sewell and whatever happened with Vi and Violet Hawthorne a few years back. Thought there could be something out there for find. You know, I assumed that instead of coming to kill people.
Oh, that's fair.
Kind of stupid now that I'm hearing all this stuff.
Yeah, but you don't know what you don't know.
Well, also the fact that they knew that I went there.
Yeah. So wait, what time is it now?
Let's see, you guys got home, talked, ate dinner. We're probably looking at about 8:30.
Okay, so question, are we going tonight or are we going tomorrow night?
Well, if you guys go tonight, I'm out of gas.
Like
What's the worst that could happen?
gas in your car or like metaphysical gas?
I think the second one.
Yes, I'm only going to be guns and blades, Chica.
All right, let's go tomorrow.
Is there any prep work that we can do to make this more likely to be successful?
You have you have the eye gel I recommended for you, and if I steeples her fingers and thinks for a second.
I mean, is it worth checking out the location during the day just to make sure nothing's amiss on this side?
Sure, it very well could be worthwhile. However, I would prefer not to go during the day.
Well, would it be safe for the rest of us to go, though?
No, of course. But as I said, the Souls watch the area like hawks.
I see what you're saying.
So we'll just like give away that we're scouting it, probably, if they're watching.
Right.
Agreed. But if you don't flash on their radar, they'll just think you're punks or high school kids or thrill seekers, etc.
We have a tendency to light up radars.
So be stealthy?
Okay.
Well, but the question is, if we don't think we're going to find anything, then... Or if we don't have a decent idea what we're looking for, then maybe it's not worth taking the risk.
Well, the worst that can happen is you go out and you find nothing, and you make people aware that we'll be back later that night. Again, if you think you can fly under the radar, it's no big deal. But yes, it's going to be hard to identify any sort of tampering from this side.
Right.
Well, Petra, couldn't we just like go for a walk and you can take some of your gadgets with us?
They're probably going to be watching that place pretty closely.
What happened, Scott?
I went to a bar around Rogue's Hollow and asked if anyone had heard local stories about it. Or if there are any local stories. Some regarding Sewell.
Dear, oh, heck of a why?
Well, it was that or come here and kill you.
I'm not sure if Scott can come with us.
I'm sure they thought he was a journalist at the worst. He doesn't exactly scream ghost hunter.
Okay, let me ask this question, and if I'm outthinking myself, then tell me. But, given what Luca apparently just did, would they not expect us tonight? Would they be preoccupied tonight? Is it worth just moving?
Wait. Luca didn't go to Rogue's Hollow.
Yeah, I know. So, do the people who are at Rogue's Hollow have nothing to do with what Luca just did, though?
No, not at all. The
Oh.
Souls are witch hunters.
Oh,
They don't have
right.
anything to do with the werewolf.
Yeah. I'm getting confused then. All right. Never mind all that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm confusing two different people. Never mind me.
So tomorrow.
So tomorrow.
So should we like
What?
get some rest or something?
I think so. Vi, what, before we were just looking to see if something was amiss. Once we, let's assume that we are going to find something amiss. What do we do then?
Well, I'd like to come with you, if that's all right. That way I can see what needs to be done. Then I go and meet with a handful of my sisters. We sneak in and we get it done. We get it fixed. And of course, add a few extra details. I'd like to only have to return to the Hollow once, if that's possible.
Makes sense.
Karen gave me the idea, and I've been working on it with a few of my sisters, and I think we can bolster the circle even more powerfully, or rather, more precisely.
I look back and forth.
Scott just puts the hand over his head and kind of just like sits back.
Long story short, what I currently have is like a fish net. We drew lines so that the big fish couldn't get through, and anything smaller than the big fish could. But we forgot that we're dealing with Fae and not fish, and so the big shark can rip half of its mass away and swim straight through the net.
Oh, I was just gonna say turn sideways, but
That's another way of looking at it.
I look at Vi. Are we telling him about all this now? I just want to check before clarifying.
I mean, at this point, I don't think it's going to hurt for him to hear what he's going to hear.
Okay.
He doesn't necessarily have the background to put it together.
No, that's fine.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
But I will. So Tasty in the Slack channel. I think it should still be there. I've got a map pinned as a PDF. Let me verify this.
World of Darkness, Vigil, ODT.
No, okay, it's not there. I'm going to upload it real quick again. But Petra pulls out a map and shows you 6 locations and just briefly explains that Vi and her sisters use these points to establish basically a barrier to keep Fae from getting into the area.
Okay, so we're going to repair that tomorrow?
Well, at the very least, a part of it, yes.
Okay, and I'm staying here tonight if I don't want to get raped in my sleep.
Listen, S.A., I'm not entirely sure that anything would happen to you, but suffice to say, you seem like a nice enough guy. I don't want to come to your apartment tomorrow and find your heart ripped out.
Man. Okay, is all werewolf sex that bad, or like is some of it okay?
I don't know. Let's check.
That I rightly know.
Let's check the pay-per-view channels. No.
It just shakes his head.
Oh, that's right. You probably don't have pay-per-view.
We have the internet. We have whatever we want.
That's a really good point.
Okay, Kenneth goes, yeah. And I ran fiber all the way to the house because fuck that shit.
You're a hero.
He cooks and he has fiber.
Why aren't you married, Kenneth?
I mean, some people would say I am.
Ooh.
Luca just snorts.
I don't know what that means, but I like it.
Can't wait to meet the girl, guy, warlock.
It.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Anyways, he holds up a little bag of leaves. I have got to figure these out. He heads downstairs.
Don't figure it out without me.
You're welcome to come, but it's gonna be boring.
Okay.
At least for now.
Well, let me know when you need a test subject. What are we testing? Why am I volunteering?
Sorry, not interested.
Hallucinogens.
Oh.
I'm not necessarily, but it was a fun word to say.
Suffice to say, if you see any fade trees, Scott, don't nibble the leaves unless you're not doing anything for a while and you're pretty sure you're safe and you're down for a good time.
I mean, we'll see. Like most, alcohol, drugs kind of goes through me pretty quick. So
eat half at a time. I thought I had an iron stomach until
Kenneth comes back up and comes to the landing and looks at you, Scott, and goes, "Another time. That could be a lot of fun. Another time."
Hey Kenneth.
Oh. Yeah, Maya, what's up?
You got anything else?
I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna take that as a no then.
No, I mean, I have a lot of things.
I'm asking you for drugs, Kenneth.
Oh, well then come on down. No.
I just sigh and shake my head very slightly.
I look at him. I'm like, "Do you mean that, Kenneth?"
He already ran downstairs.
Oh, well, then I follow him
Okay.
off screen.
I mean, we can follow this. This is entertaining enough.
Okay.
You follow him down to the back to the basement lab, and he reaches up, or he goes to one of the shelving racks, grabs down a couple of those white medical cases with the Red Cross symbol on them,
Mm-hmm.
and starts flipping them open. One of them has a handful of liquids with syringes on the bottom, and then the top that sort of opens to the sides is various the prescription bottles, but they're have like no labels on them.
Ooh.
And then the next one has all sorts of green growing things, like barks and caps of mushrooms and little, like, what you recognize as peyote buds and similar type growing stuff.
Wait, you said you didn't have peyote.
Okay, there are no peyote caps. I forgot that. I forgot that he was out of peyote.
The spot where the peyote used to be.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
empty. And the last one is very hard to look at. Not in like it's ugly or bad or like disturbing. Just like a lot of the stuff either sort of seems to like warp your brain when you look at it, or is like super shiny, sparkly, or when you like look at it, it like sort of you lean closer and closer, and then he like sort of like puts a hand against your shoulder and like leans you back a little bit.
What is it?
He sort of closes that one a little up.
I don't want
Maybe-
it. I don't want it, but
maybe
what
not-
is it?
Maybe not that one. He opens it back up and he points at a couple little vials that seem to shimmer, and when you look at them, you almost seem to remember the smell of summer grass and the touch of another person on your skin, and all sort of the best memories of your life wrapped into one. That's fairy dust, or
That's
at least
that-
as far as I can tell. It's this weird, almost pollen-like substance that pixies tend to give off when they fly around an area for a long period of time. And he points over to this other place that you look, and like it's this absorbing darkness that almost seems to dim the lights when you look at it. He goes, that, as far as I can tell, is basically death. Like in a rock. However, if you siphon off a little bit of it, he pulls up a little vial that's this weird, dark, purpley, murky stuff. This shit will knock anything out for hours. And I mean anything. Like, I put a dropper of it in the water of the elephant at the zoo, and I thought I was going to have to turn myself into the police.
Kenneth. I'm glad you tried it on it.
And then he picks up this leaf that is very different from the leaves that you guys gathered. It's got this sort of serrated edge, and it's this pale blue-green. And he like rips off a tiny little piece and like hands it to you, and it's cold to the touch. And I'm sure you've heard of winter mint, right?
No.
No, not winter mint. Like, you know, the stuff they use in gum.
Oh, I was thinking like fey shit, like winter. Yes.
Oh yeah, no. This is basically like the great fairy godmother of that shit.
Wow.
It's a great buzz, though. He puts it back and closes.
I yell upstairs, guys, he's got some great shit down here.
I mean, most of it's just sort of scientific. Like, I got to figure out what it does in order to figure out how to use it in potions and whatnot. But, I mean, who am I to judge?
I don't trust anything he's brewing.
So nothing in there that's mild, huh?
In that one? No. Maybe check one of these two.
All right. That was good stuff, though. I head back upstairs and thank him.
Oh, you don't take anything?
No, I assumed that I took something from the other one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I just moved past it. Yeah.
Yeah, you take some dank herb and probably some really good, like, is it jicama bark? I don't remember. The hallucinogenic tree bark.
Something that I smoke that doesn't make me trip later. That's all I want.
That was weird.
What?
I don't know. Anyways. Cool. So, you guys upstairs, what are you doing while Maya is investigating supernatural drugs?
What? I mean, at this point, like, so first of all, do Luca and Vaya seem to be dispersing? Is Vaya looking to leave? I don't know. Like, what are they doing?
They're just Luca's. The best you can describe it is brooding.
Okay. All right.
Vi's just sort of like having pleasant conversation with whoever's talking.
Scott will be chatting with Vi then, like just trying to like. So, what do you mean, like your sisters, like actual sisters in your family has been doing this? And do you have to do the same things that werewolves do? And is there like a good? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of babbling. This is just a lot to take in.
She laughs and starts explaining to you what a coven is.
Oh, just like I have fraternity brothers, and you have coven sisters.
Sure, but
Did you get branded too? I didn't, but like some of the guys got real into it.
She slips the one of the straps of her dress over a little bit, and there's a very intricate, very small but very intricate little tattoo, like right on her shoulder. Covers it back up.
Oh.
One of many.
Oh. Does she have like tattoo like
No?
her dress?
That's the only visible one that you see. Oh, that was the only visible one that you saw.
I'm sure that I'll find them out later.
Excuse you?
I'm not going to ask you to disrobe now. I'm just saying, like, they'll come up somehow. I'm sorry. A lot of things just...
It's been a long night for you, hasn't it, Scott?
Vi stands and walks into the other room.
You know, normally I'm great at talking to girls.
She slaps you upside the back of the head. Luca chuckles. Oh. Hombre.
What?
Don't even try.
I'm not trying. I just like to...
Pretty.
I'm just saying, not that it's not worth it.
I know that look. I know that look.
Not that it's not worth it, but yeah.
Hey, well,
I'm gonna go back out there, and I get up and head towards the living room.
So, Luca, what are you specifically?
Specifically?
I'm kind of getting all the terms down. I don't want to call someone a warlock and then have it be real insulting to them.
Specifically, I'm not saying.
Oh. Is that like a fairy kind of thing? Like, I know that like maybe there's like a Sealy cord or something. I remember one of my friends like was taking an English class, talking about them thing, and like so.
No,
so
it means I don't share.
Like the tribe of Nunya.
Yes.
Hey, this guy grabs a beer and just.
Scott, there's whiskey everywhere in this house. What are you doing?
reminding myself that this is all real.
Okay, that's understandable.
Was it this rough for you? What was it like for you, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I wasn't born like you. I wasn't born of anything special or supernatural, or I was just a kid. Stupid kid with dream to be something bigger and better.
And it led you to this life? Whatever this life is.
It led me to some really dark shit. And that led me down the road to a lot of heartache. Which led me to decide that nobody else should have to deal with it.
Fair enough. I was gonna say Heartache doesn't have what color his hair was Vi again?
Her hair's black.
Heartache doesn't have black hair and small tattoos on their shoulders either.
No, it tends to look like whatever the mirror looks like.
You had a twin? No, I'm kidding. I know I've been really stupid tonight.
He
but I'm
sits
not that
down,
stupid.
grabs a bottle, grabs 2 glasses and sets them, pours a little bit into each one. Slides you, takes a sip, sets it down. Scott,
Look, I'm
going to tell you about demons.
Okay. Do you have to work tomorrow morning? Because I'm going to call in sick. And how many of these bottles do you think we can get through tonight?
I own my business, so he takes a sip.
Scott downs his and just.
And we switch over. Oh, and about this time, Maya comes up the stairs, probably.
I sniff. I smell alcohol.
Luca grabs a glass, sets it down, and pats the chair next to him.
And I oblige.
And move over to the living room, where Petra and Vi are.
So I think we're getting to know Scott.
Vi hums a bar of The King and I.
Oh, I don't actually know what that means.
Getting to know.
Oh, yeah, that.
Getting to know all about. Okay.
Yeah. I'll sort of just walk over and lean back into a couch. How serious is all this, anyway?
She sits down across from me. Not across from me, but like on the other side of the couch from me. And pretty serious, Petra. It's... Well, I put the circle up for a reason. This place is... weird. With a Y, if you know what I mean. There's a special essence to some of the places in this area. Gathered people from various religions and cultures for generations. And it apparently makes it an ideal place for the Fae to hunt.
So you're telling me that all horror movies aren't set in the Midwest just because of branding?
Well, or Maine.
So there's something that's bugging me. The other day, when we left that park, we took a girl with us, and I never really got straight why that happened. Did the others mention that to you?
Karen did, briefly, yes. But I don't know much about her. There's a, what was her name again?
Nadia.
Nadia, right. Apparently, the Queen of Winter is looking for someone related to her?
News to me.
Ah. Well, that is what Karen said.
I just sort of chuckle and shake my head. Well, glad she told somebody.
Tchaikovsky, that was it. Nadia Tchaikovsky.
Yeah. And I just like what? There was the card, I think, for like her father's business or something like that. What was it that I read?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just recite that.
I don't remember what his name was.
Oh, I can probably look it up.
Anton? Anton.
Yeah, that's right. I just literally recite the business card.
Yes, that sounds familiar. Yeah. Karen was in a bit of a huff when she came through, but I kind of understand.
She say anything about why this guy is important?
Just that she was approached by Mab, which is a scary enough thing in and of itself, and that she was offered some things and assurances.
It just feels like a loose thread. Like, obviously, we have to be concerned about this location, about keeping you and your sisters safe, about keeping everyone else safe, but I don't like it when I can't fit a piece into the puzzle.
I get it. Well, you know what they say about loose threads.
What do they say?
Well, tug at them. See what comes loose.
Well, we can
And
check
hope
out...
it's not your shirt.
I don't know, Maya might like that.
You hear a voice. You hear from the diner. Sing us a song, the piano man.
Oh gosh. Then I say, well, Nadia's band has a concert on Saturday. Maybe if we make it through Friday, we can check that out.
Well, good idea. Sounds like a date.
Oh well. Yeah. I'll and then at that point I'll just sort of lean back, shake my head, and just sort of make small talk, unless Vi takes it a different direction.
Yeah, no, she just chats.
All right, because at this point I'm basically just looking to chat, unwind, make sure I get a good night's sleep.
Yep. You all begin to... Well, some of you begin to wind down.
So
Scott-
Petra and Vi?
Yeah, Scott, Maya, and Luca drink into the wee hours of the morning. About midnight, Luca gets up and sort of half stumbles his way to the front door, then down to the side door, and then to a couple of windows, and comes back to the table. And you guys continue.
So
And,
I'm saying.
Oh, go ahead.
So you weren't related to any of this shit. So like, Maya, was your
Yes.
dad a ghost? Because that's I don't know.
What on earth are you talking about, SA?
So while everyone else has been sipping, Scott's just been slamming them back.
Oh no, Luca's going like toe for toe
Okay.
with you. I'm sure Maya is too.
A ghost.
He's a ghost.
My dad?
Yeah.
I thought my dad was a person.
How would a ghost have sex? That doesn't even make any sense, SA.
Haven't you seen the movie The Ghost?
There's a movie.
Oh,
Wait.
shit.
Okay, that's what the movie's called.
It's with
now?
Patrick Swayze. I think they have
Okay,
sex.
if that was the
Maya,
ghost, I would
that's
totally
genius.
do that too.
How have I never thought of that?
Now you're learning things from me. Who the fuck's the experienced one now?
And eventually the three of you probably Either pass out or decide that bed's a good place to be.
Or just wherever I am that's so comfy and my eyes are so heavy.
Scott just kind of leans himself up against the wall and just.
And
No, I just go steal Kenneth's bed or something.
and
Not in a sexual act, just because it looks
no.
comfy.
I was actually gonna do a thing, but okay, if that's what you do.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so as the night sort of comes to a close, the camera sort of pans. Petra leaning or laid back in a chair, Vi sort of stretched out on the couch, head folded over on a jacket. Scott is just sort of like snoring, leaned back in a chair, and on another couch, Luca and Maya sort of like leaned against him.
Oh, that's cute.
And down in the basement, Kenneth is working away, tinkering with vials and liquids. And the sun begins to slowly rise over the horizon, and something sort of sweet and bluesy and jazzy sort of plays as we take a close to our episode.
I didn't die.
And on
It
that
was
note,
close there
goodbye,
for a bit.
stream.
Good night, everyone.
Night.